Hey guys, this is J19 brought to you yet another Let's Talk PlayStation podcast. I'm your host, J19. We talk about PlayStation news, what's going on around the PlayStation world, and other games that are related to it. So I'm your host, J19, as always. I'm brought with my friend here over Exposure. He has all the details about all the big stuff we're going to talk about. I have a couple of things I want to mention. So let's say if you guys want more Let's Talk PlayStation podcast, if you're watching this live on Twitch or on the VOD. Thank you guys for stopping by. Please hit the follow. And I'll have links in the description below on YouTube for all my links to all my social medias and whatnot. So with that said, we are going into this live. We are ready to talk more PlayStation news, gaming news, and whatnot. So with that said, I will start this thing off. First of all, we got a little bit of a teaser uh, Lance Redrick, and I'm sure he's the voice actor for Silence for Horizon Forbidden West. He posted a 9-second video. I didn't really catch it because it got deleted. But what he's said in his little message video, apparently he says, "I am really excited, hard at work, really excited for working on Horizon Forbidden West." And so what that means is, as there's DLC involved for Horizon Forbidden West, it's going to continue probably where we left off at the ending of Horizon Forbidden West, which was a banger. Definitely a good game. In other news, we got a big announcement from Deviation Games. They are working on a first-person shooter, and they hired ex-developer, designer from Treyarch, from Activision. He is going to be leading this thing. He's like, I think, the gameplay director or something. He is a big name, well-known guy. I forgot his name, but he's been hired by Deviation Games from PlayStation to help work on this first-person shooter, and he helped make like the Black Ops series and World War II, whatnot. Um, Great titles. I love Black Ops. One of my favorite Call of Duty games of all time, like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Black Ops 4
Agreed.
and 3 is alright. Cold War is fine. I really appreciate the multiplayer. But yeah, they hired the ex employee of Treyarch Activision. He worked on the game. He was the game design director of Treyarch for those games. So he is help lead this thing, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Deviation Games has to offer through
Hmm.
PlayStation, and hopefully this live service first person shooter will be lights out. So that's all I got for you guys. It's exciting news. Horizon Forbidden West DLC is in the works, confirmed by Lance Redrick, and then we got the Deviation games. Yeah, this is exciting stuff. So, overexposure, feel free to give your thoughts on these two topics, and we go from there.
Yeah, so first off, start with Horizon Forbidden West. With Lance Rhetoric was his name,
Hmm.
teasing Horizon Forbidden West DLC. I think it's happening. Um, it's been actually, I think it's been a couple of months since they last teased the DLC. I think Aloy's actor also tweeted about it a couple months ago. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we can take this seemingly as confirmation that yes, Horizon Forbidden West DLC is in fact happening. And you know, I love Horizon Forbidden. It was a great. It had its issues, but
yeah,
I thought overall, like I'd give it like a 0.5 out of 10. It's a really solid game. I love the graphics. I love the story. And then when I beat all of the side quests and the main story, I'm like, man, I wish we got
yeah,
more. Now we're getting more. I'm just worried about one thing. How much are they gonna charge for this DLC?
yeah.
Because I don't
Oh,
know if
like
you remember,
that's what I'm worried
it was
about too.
they charged $20 for its store. That is like $20. I thought it was gonna be 10. $10 I think is reasonable, but
Yeah,
$20. That's like almost like a game at like a discounted price, which is unacceptable. I mean, and
yeah.
it was only like 4 hours long. It was a 4 hour DLC, which is unacceptable. I think $20 for a DLC would be too much. I think $10 is a sweet spot.
Like it
But
depends for me. It depends on like how much content's there. If
mm,
you're like say 10 hours or more, it's worth twenty
yeah,
dollars.
that's
But if only like
is
two, if it's like 2 3 hours, you can rush right through it. I think $10 $15 at most. My
Yeah,
problem with Horizon Forbidden West, and I know they solved this. You guys know my history. Horizon
hmm
Forbidden West was a fantastic game. Don't get me wrong. The
it
characters, the
was.
gameplay, the story. Like, there's some heavy moments in that story.
Mm.
Like, it shocked me. I was like, what the heck? It's like I didn't realize this was gonna happen. Like, our characters are like immersive. They're funny. You can like get along, connect with them. Like their backstories and stuff like that. Because if you know them from the first game, you know them in the second game. But like they go in depth. Like the animation's a lot better. But my problem was through the game, as you guys probably know, I had technical issues, and they fixed them. Guerrilla Games did fix them. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with Guerrilla Games fixing the problems I had through my playthrough. But during my playthrough, you guys know me, I am honest with my reviews. If a game does not live up to my expectations, which for Sony games is bar none, it's up there, right? I expect a well polished, well technical game, and Horizon Forbidden West had issues for me. Not for everybody, but for me. So 7.5 out of 10. You guys know the score. Um, fantastic game. I just wish the technical side of things, like stuttering, frame drops, and just like the visualization, like they had a grainy filter over it. I just don't know what the problem was. But I played in fidelity mode. It looked great at times. Like blew my mind. Like whoa, like it's a fantastic looking game. Am I excited for DLC? Yeah, I am. I'll play it. I love story. Feed me the story, feed me the characters, feed me the gameplay. But like other than that, like I hope the technical side of things are fixed. They're done. Hopefully for DLC as well. And then I'm excited for the first person shooter. So what do you think of the first person shooter Deviation games? We lost overexposure. So sorry about the technical issues. He's not having a good. Oh man, I wish he would have hooked up the LAN cable to where he's live from because anyways, we're on stand still until then, so I guess I can give my thoughts on my channel update. Yeah, it's just me now. I did do I fixed my setup. My setup looks great. As you guys tell in the Let's Talk PlayStation podcast, we are having technical issues, so I apologize there. I hope,
Sorry about that. I disconnected my
yeah,
Wi-Fi.
I think overexposure. I think what you need to do is before we go live, is take your LAN cable and hook up to what you're going to be like doing your face cam from, because
Okay.
it'll help you have a steady connection like mine. My LAN cable is hooked up to my tower here.
Really? Okay.
When I stream, I want to make sure I am solid because when I used to stream over in my old setup without the LAN cable, because I didn't buy a
Mhm.
LAN cable till like earlier, like last year. And it got to the point where like my signal go up and down,
Really?
up and down. Like I'd be
Wow.
streaming for like a good hour. I'm saying boom, like
Mhm.
I get cut off. Like broadcast has ended. Well, thank you. We're
Really?
17 minutes in. Yeah, it's just I guess I told my friends like I need something. He goes get a LAN cable, solid connection. Haven't had any issues since. So
Yeah.
that's why I thought
Okay.
that'd be if they'll fix your
I
technical side.
apologize, guys, for the
Yes.
technical difficulties. We're trying our best here, but my internet connection is frankly
So
dog
if
shit.
it does it again, overexposure, just take your LAN cable and plug it in your I think your
Okay, yeah.
laptop, right?
I think I have it over there. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want, well, if it goes out again, do that. But we're gonna try to roll with it. So as you were saying, what's your thought on Deviation Games hiring an ex-employee designer of Treyarch,
From
helping with the
Activision?
huh?
From
Activision, yeah,
Activision?
they hired him to help with the first-person shooter live service game that Deviation Games is working for Sony. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's really exciting. I mean, I think the developers over at Treyarch, you said?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah. I think they're a very talented studio, and
they are.
for them to transfer over, I can't remember what the guy's name that you said. What's his name again?
I don't. I forgot the name. I can look it up real
Okay.
quick.
Anyways, but yeah, I think Treyarch Studio is an extremely talented studio, and I think
Oh
for them to
no.
treat
Ah, shoot.
what was wrong?
Oh, I got music playing. Hopefully I don't get copyright. Hang on, guys. Hang on a second. Just 1 second. I have to make sure things are looking good. Let me see. Ex-employee.
And I think the reason why I had these connection problems is because this is like a public Wi-Fi. It's available to a lot of people. A lot of people are using this Wi-Fi. And
Yeah,
I'm on.
okay, right here. Deviation Games is led by ex-Treyarch developers Dave Anthony and Jason Blundell, who
Mhm.
played a key roles in working on Call of Duty franchise, especially the highly successful Black Ops and Black Ops 2 titles. So they're the ones that led those two titles that I really love. A lot of people love really well. So this is huge. This is more bigger than I thought. These guys led those two games to be so
And we
successful.
know that they acquired them for a lot of money. Spent more money. So here, for example, Sony bought Bungie for $3 billion,
Hmm?
and Sony bought Deviation for like 4 times more, $11 billion
Hmm?
for DV 11. I think people are kind of underestimating how big that the studio is going to become
Yeah,
because Sony
because
invested a lot of money in the studio, and they're getting like some of the best Call of Duty developers on these projects, and I don't think they're going to disappoint.
right,
I don't think there's high
because
expectations from
it's my
Deviation.
yeah, my expectations for this is through the roof now because what I just read, it gets me even more hyped for it because Sony didn't hire these two studios, these two companies, for no
Mhm.
reason. Bungie's there for for one reason, right? They're so successful with Halo in the past. They're so successful with what? Live service game and what? Destiny 2, right? Still going
Yeah.
strong. People are loving the game. They're playing the crap out of it. So Sony wants their expertise help on live service game first person shooter. Deviation Games, we know about them. They're great. You know, it's just Sony bought them because they know they're a company that can handle themselves, especially being led by two guys that helped made a successful Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Like, I'm all for it.
Mm.
Like, this is exciting times.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic. You're up.
All right. So the next topic we're going to talk about is God of War Ragnarok, and we got the official date for when you can preload the game. We
Hmm?
also got information that we're going to be getting more gameplay from Ragnarok because there's going to be an event happening
Hmm.
where they're going to show off more of the game. Am I correct on that one?
I'm
Um,
not sure, but I know one thing. I know one
mhm,
thing. I posted a little article. In Belgium, they're having a Game Force event. They're gonna have like a Game
mhm.
Force, like it's like a Game Con. They're gonna have like October 1st and October 2nd. They're gonna have people that actually there get hands on playing Ragnarok early. And me
Wow.
and overexposure here are like just like wish we can be there. But
I
maybe
know.
maybe they'll have some like B footage. Sometimes they get the B roll
Yeah.
footage to show they play on their YouTube channels.
See, I
Maybe
feel like what they
other
should do
I think
is for people who.
other gaming outlets like GameSpot,
Yeah.
IGN, maybe they're allowed. Maybe they'll get footages of the B-roll by that time. There's a
What
lot
they
of game
should do
developers do
is,
that. They give the
yeah,
B-rolls to these people to give it
well,
out.
yeah.
So
What they should do is, for people who pre-ordered Ragnarok, we deserve to play a demo because we pre-ordered it, right?
yeah,
I'm just so tired of like, just even just like a 10 minute or like a 5 minute gameplay demo. Give us something. Just
yeah.
give us a taste. Like they don't even do that, you know. And
No,
you know,
I think a reason why I'll tell you why the reason why they don't do like a lot of companies don't like doing demos because of one reason. I'll tell you what happened in 2020. It's actually no 20. Yeah, it was before 2020. Square
Mhm.
Enix just wanted a holiday, right? They just wanted a holiday for New Year's Eve, right? They wanted a holiday. All the employees got time off. What happened between that and like New Year's Day? Their stuff got leaked because they put the demo in the PlayStation Store, like the file, and somebody hacked into the files and found the
Oh,
demo, uploaded the demo on YouTube, and people started jailbreaking their PS4s, which you can download the demo illegally by jailbreaking your PS4, which is illegal. You can get banned from that forever. Like Sony
really?
gets pissed.
Oh.
And Square's game got leaked. There's some images that people found that like people
Mhm.
started digging through the files and found out how big the game was and like everything. Like yes, me, I'm a Final Fantasy VII nut. I watched the demo. I watched the opening. Like the first thing they showed was the opening, like the intro of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like because the demo was on the PlayStation Store, and somebody goes, "Hey, look, I can hack into it and dig in the file, data mine it."
Oh
That's why a
boy.
lot of companies don't like doing demos before the game comes out. Now,
Yeah.
Sony, that's why Sony's got trials, right? Eventually, God of War Ragnarok will probably have a trial on the
Mhm.
PlayStation Plus Premium, but it'd be after the game comes out for people that kind of like, I don't know if I want to buy this game. But a lot of like some companies like Square still does demos, like
Mhm.
Capcom still does demos, but there's a risk involved, right? There's a
Yeah.
risk with data
Um.
mining, so that's why. But
Yeah.
I understand. I
And
understand. I want to play a demo too. Like there's some games I want to play a demo, like 16, God of War Ragnarok, like even Spider-Man 2. Like
oh man,
you know,
just give it to me.
Resident Evil 4 remake, give me a demo. I'll play that. So,
Right. Right.
but yeah,
Yeah. But
that's awesome though. That's awesome though. You know what? If we get more looks at God of War Ragnarok from October 1st and 2nd with B-roll footages, whatever, I'm all
Yeah.
for it. As long as they don't spoil the story. If it's
No.
just gameplay, that's fine. Don't spoil the story. That story
Yeah.
trailer was fire, but good thing it's only
Mhm.
for like the first few hours of the game, which, whew, thank you.
Yeah. And I have some information here that
For
I want to go
Ragnarok?
over. Yeah. PlayStation updated their. If you go to the God of War Ragnarok homepage,
Hmm,
they up they added some new like plot info. They confirmed the resolution modes that I want to talk about.
hmm.
So they detailed the resolution performance modes. They have more plot details. They have. I want to talk about like how how they've implemented the DualSense features.
All right.
All that. So tons of news for God of War Ragnarok to go over and discuss. So yeah, should I go ahead and take it away
Go
or?
for it. I don't have any of this information other than the Belgium thing. So yeah, the floor is all yours. I'll give my feedback in between. We'll discuss each part or whatever. So
All right, perfect.
give it to
Okay,
me.
so it says here they've got um hold on a second. So uh, they've got legendary weapons are only as those who wield them. Um Through their training, Kratos and Atreus have developed new synergized combo attacks to complement each other's strengths and maximize their effectiveness in battle. New runic abilities allow Kratos to use the Leviathan Axe in exciting new ways. Collect and upgrade runes to the Leviathan Axe to unleash unique attacks and combat abilities. Atreus has honed his archery skills to develop powerful new attacks with a Talon bow and develop new runic summoning abilities, making him a reliable partner in combat. So you know what this is telling me, G19,
What's
that
that?
they've significantly updated the combat in God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah,
They've
it's
significantly updated it.
yeah. To
You know?
me, what you just read that gets me more excited for the gameplay because the
Yeah.
gameplay in God of War 2018 was fine. Like it was
Mhm.
fantastic, but you can tell
Yeah.
like, come on, Trace, is there something else you can do other than just like tell me when I'm ready, pull the bow,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes he does like some things like he'll grapple a monster or enemy
Right.
and you can take advantage of it, but like
Yeah.
like
It
there's
says
got to be
here.
more combos, but this seems
Yeah.
great. Like he's got more like synergized moves. Like this
Mhm.
reminds me of
That's
like team up
awesome, dude.
attacks. I'm all
Yeah.
for it. Like
I'm all
Atreus
for
and
it.
like his dad Kratos. Let's go for it. Let's go
Yeah.
nuts. Let's go nuts, folks.
Yeah.
I'm
And it says
excited.
here, this is a really badass line. The greatest way to experience the greatest war the nine realms has ever seen. That is amazing. I think Santa Monica Studio is really trying to tell people, prepare yourselves, you know?
Yeah,
Like I don't think you're
yeah.
ready for what's about to happen.
I
And
don't
it
think
says
I don't
here,
think we are. We're not ready.
no, we're not ready at all. And nobody's ready for this game. But it says here, and I'm really excited, fast loading the SSD. Return to the action faster than ever. The PS5 console's high-speed SSD won't leave you waiting long to resurrect from death. Shorten load times from in-game checkpoints when fast traveling. So this tells me that this God of War Ragnarok is gonna have fast travel, which tells me a lot about the game. That tells me that this
Yeah.
game is gonna be huge.
Oh yeah.
And I'm really happy to see that Santa Monica Studio is taking advantage of the
Yeah,
SSD.
and I'm pretty.
Really
I'm
playing with it.
glad. I'll say this too. I'm glad that we're gonna visit all 9 rounds because let's face it. They said, yeah, all 9 rounds are here, but we got to go here. We got to go. You don't want to like what different places. I'm saying it's like, bam, you're at the end of the game. Like,
Yeah,
God of War 2018 was fine, but I can tell that there's more to the
absolutely.
9 rounds. Like there's more
Mhm.
to it. But now we get to visit all 9 rounds.
Yeah.
That's why I think you said you got like the how big this game is. Like, do you have like how
Yeah.
many gigabytes it's gonna be?
Oh yeah. It was a leak that it was gonna be over 90 gigabytes.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And no, let me tell you, God of War 2018 was 45, so it's gonna be twice as big as
Yeah,
Ragnarok.
wow,
It's gonna be twice as much
wow.
content.
You're not finished this game up in like 20 hours, 25 hours. It's gonna be
Yeah.
like a 30, 40 hour experience.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be longer than uh God of War 2018 for sure. Maybe not quite like for the main story. I'm gonna say 30 hours. I'm gonna go like the main path.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 30 hours. 40 hours would be nice, but
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit
I
too
think 40
optimistic.
plus hours if you decide to like explore. And I
Yeah,
hope I hope in God of
extreme
War
stuff.
Ragnarok, I'm gonna say this real quick. I hope that we can explore like take different paths to explore and get rewarded. I
Like
know
it's
there's
more
I know there's
open.
rewards and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
like 2018 felt a little like it has some open areas we can go explore like by boat and stuff, which is fine.
right.
That's fantastic, but I think Santa Monica can expand upon that even more. Like, well,
Right.
especially everything that Kratos and Atreus can do, and beyond that,
I think the game
yeah,
is gonna have some of the best visuals we've ever seen.
right, right.
Because
Because
the
what we saw,
environments, man.
what we saw from that story trailer, shows me that Santa Monica took heart, like all the like
Oh yeah.
naysayers back like last year and a half ago, was said this game don't look anything different, the same visual, same animations.
Yeah.
It's a
The
DLC.
DLC,
It's
right?
yeah, but Santa Monica, that's why they delayed it. Like we said last podcast and podcast before that, they delayed it because they said, you know what, look, we can do better. And I think God of War Ragnarok is going to surpass God of War 2018. I would not be surprised if it gets like a 95, 96 rating.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's going to be a game that they're going to say, this is an improvement. It's going to be more of the same, but it's a big improvement. Visually, even on the PlayStation 4, this is going to look just as good as The Last of Us Part 2. Santa
Oh yeah.
Monica is not joking around this time. They'll make it work for PS4, and PS5 is going to look even more beautiful
Oh my God.
and more faster. Like six,
I,
I
I
just
think
hope that we'll play 60 FPS. The game's gonna look gorgeous. It don't matter if
yeah.
it's locked behind 1080p or 1440p. I hope with the 1440p update, I hope that Santa Monica say, look, we got the 1440p unlocked for PS5. Let's take advantage of that. So can you imagine 1440p, which is a sweet spot for a lot of gamers at 60 hertz, 60 FPS? I'm sold. Mwah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any other news for God of War Ragnarok? I'm ready.
Yes,
I'm ready.
actually, we're gonna keep going here. Um, Stunning visuals. Okay, so here's the resolution modes detailed.
All right, I'm ready
Switch
for this.
between full 4K resolution at a targeted 30 frames per second, or dynamic resolution upscaled to 4K at a target 60 FPS.
All right.
Bask in the beautiful worlds you travel through, brought to life by stunning art direction and arresting attention to detail.
Ooh.
Behold, on PS5, this is PS5 only, enhanced reflections, lightning, and shadows, as well as increased geometric detail and enhanced deformable snow. So this is telling me that the PS5 is going to offer significant performance advantages over the
Yeah.
PS4.
And you know what's really funny?
Significant.
Even though it's on
But
both PS4 and PS5, guess which one's gonna sell the most copies? PS5.
on PS5, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. And thank you,
Even
viewer,
though
whoever
PS5 is
just
in high
joined the
demand,
chat. Thank you for being here. I just want to acknowledge you. Thank you. If you're new here, feel free to give me a follow, and appreciate you guys stopping by. All right, go ahead.
yeah, like even though it's that the PlayStation 5 is in high demand and barely anyone can get it. It's still selling more copies on PlayStation 5.
Now, I know Sony's going to do
I
this.
think this is gonna listen. I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
All right, go
I
ahead.
think that God of War Ragnarok will be one of the biggest games that Sony releases in the PlayStation 5 generation. I'm calling it.
Yeah,
I'm calling it.
yeah, I
One of
can
the
believe it.
biggest games.
I can believe it.
I think we're gonna look back on PlayStation 5 and we're gonna say, God of War Ragnarok was one of the biggest releases in the PlayStation 5
Yeah,
generation.
I'm gonna say this real quick. The best way for them to sell more copies, instead of doing, I know Modern Warfare 2 is like Sony's marketed game. Okay, this
Mhm.
Call of Duty still marketed as a PlayStation game, but
Yeah.
they got pre-orders for the PS5 for that game, so that's coming out.
Mhm.
So you can pre-order that game in the PS5, and it'll be delivered to your house at like October
Yeah.
28th. Now, what I
Do
like
they
to
have a
see,
God of
so
War Ragnarok PS5 bundle or no? Do they
no,
have one?
this is what I
No.
want them to do though.
Should make
If
one.
they
Yeah.
want to sell more PS5s, bundle God of War Ragnarok. Trust me,
Yeah.
Sony, you're not gonna regret it.
No,
It's like, if I was you, I would have, you can have Modern Warfare 2 on there as one bundle, but on your PlayStation Store, like your PlayStation.com or PlayStation PS Direct, please please do God of War Ragnarok for PS5, and please do this
how
too,
much do you think
because
they're gonna
I was
charge
in
for it?
I was in the local Walmarts today. Okay, I did
Mhm.
a little shopping. They
Nice.
had tons of Xbox Series X, tons of
Really?
Xbox Series S. Yes, I got a picture of it on my phone. But there's no PlayStation 5s there. Either A, Walmart is like not stocking the PS5s on the shelves, or
Mhm.
B, they just don't have a lot of copies like stock of it, so it sells out quickly. Or C, Sony, Microsoft's not having any issues ramping up production on their Xbox Series X. Its S
Mhm.
is selling a little bit, but X is where it's at right now.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 needs to be ramped up in production. I know you
Oh,
guys
absolutely.
are, like, towards the later half, like, towards the end of this year, you're going to be ramping it up. But
Mhm.
please start ramping up soon. And please, trust me, you're not going to regret it. Put the God of War Ragnarok pre-order PS5 bundle together.
Oh
If
my
you
God.
want, if
You
you want
have
sweet, if you want to sweeten the pot, put the God of War Ragnarok controller with it too.
Oh my God.
Make it the ultimate
Trying
collection
to give you
bundle.
advice, Sony. We're trying to help you make money here.
See? Hire me as a marketing guy. If you want
Jim
a bundle
Ryan,
put together, hire me. I'm
you're
telling you what,
listening
you
to
guys are
this.
making killing on that. Because I
Jim
tell you what,
Ryan,
God of War
if
Ragnarok is a PlayStation 5 seller for this year.
it absolutely
It
is.
is. Is it a
So,
PlayStation 4
so,
seller?
so,
Yeah,
so.
it's still gonna sell. Well, people don't. You can't go out and buy a PS4, so it's not a PS4 seller. I'm sorry, guys, but PS5 is gonna be a seller for that. Please,
Yeah.
Sony, bundle
So,
that.
yeah. Jim Ryan, if you're listening to this, hire us.
Yeah,
We'll help you do the job, right?
yeah,
Or it would be better if
yeah.
they got God of War Ragnarok PS5 faceplates and they bundled it with a game.
Yeah, like if you want to do like, even if it's just a copycat of the controller, like people might
Exactly.
buy the plates for that. Like,
Yeah.
do it, do it. They
How
done
much
it with
do
a
you think
gray camouflage, which I canceled that controller. I save
they-
$80. So but I spent more money today, so it's like all equals out. So,
How much do
anyways,
you
but yeah, I
charge
get
for
your point.
the
Yeah.
yeah? How much do you think they'll charge if they had the God of War Ragnarok bundle? How much do you think they'll charge
If
for
you're
it?
gonna charge, you're gonna have to charge reasonable amount. It can't be $600. I think
100
550 is a
really?
good sweet spot.
550.
550.
But
That's how the Modern Warfare 2 bundle is. It's 550.
really?
I looked it up. I act like I was gonna buy the pre-order. I had the money to do it. I looked it up. It's just under 600 tax total. Free
Mhm.
shipping for PS Plus members.
Okay.
Free shipping. Like 2 day, like you get day one shipping on that. Like boom.
That's
Like
great. Yeah.
they'll ship it early, come to your house on day one, or it might be just a day after. But hey, you know what?
Right, yeah.
I mean, do that with God of War, Ragnarok. If you need to
I
charge
mean,
like four,
it's
560,
better
570,
deal.
that's
You know
fine.
why?
Yeah.
Because the people who are gonna buy PS5 with Ragnarok, they kind of get like a discounted
Mhm.
because we who already have PS5 have to blow full 70. They only have to spend $50. So I think it's really
Yeah.
that would be great for them.
So I just think that
Anyways,
a PlayStation 5 bundle with the God of War
mhm,
Ragnarok would be fantastic. I was like, yeah,
yeah,
thinking to myself, like, just the other day, I'm like, this is fine, Danny, but Where's the God of War one, Ragnarok one?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
like
Right.
Corey today, I don't know if there's an edited photo. Corey's not the director of God of War Ragnarok, but he's the director for 2018. He has himself like bald, and he says, God of War Ragnarok's coming, motherfuckers. Motherfucker. He's like sitting in the car seat, like all cars, in the car, just like, you know.
Right. He's hyping it up.
Yeah, he's hyping up.
Um,
It's like, what a better way to do that is with a bundle, Sony. He's like, get with the program. It's like, you can do this.
yeah.
So, any more
So
news for God of War Ragnarok before we move on to the next
yes.
one?
Before we move on to the next God of War features, the two modes, if you guys are interested, there's gonna be a native 4K mode, and then with full 4K resolution, and then the other mode is a dynamic resolution upscaled to 4K at 60 FPS, which I think is gonna be the most
All right.
popular.
So, is that
I
the
do
two
hope they
modes we
have.
got, or?
Do hope they have the no, just two. But I do hope like Last of Us Part One had like an uncapped frame rate. I
Yeah.
hope they also had that too, like the VRR update. You know.
That's fine, dandy, but the thing about that too, they also got to take into account like a lot of people don't have like high refresh rate monitors. A lot of people are playing on their TVs, right? And most
Yeah.
TVs,
I
unless you want
have
to spend money, most TVs are locked at 60.
yeah.
Like mine,
My TV,
mine's locked
I
at
have
60.
an HDMI 2.1 TV. It's capable of doing
It,
4K at 120
yeah,
FPS.
like my TV is 2017. Like it's an old
Mm.
TV, but it's what it does 4K 60. I'm fine with it, but
Yeah.
I got monitors now, so it's like,
But I'm saying for people who
yeah,
had the capability, like for
yeah,
people who
yeah,
want to play God of War Ragnarok on their 120 hertz monitor, they want to be able to have like the highest performance. So if they
right,
play at the performance mode, they might get like a 80, 90 FPS variable refresh rate
yeah,
because that's what they did with Last of Us Part One, right? They had
yeah.
an unlocked
Yeah,
performance
a
mode.
lot of people I talked to did play on the unlocked version, but a lot of people
Yeah,
did play on Fidelity because they love the 4K, which I mean
yeah.
it's fine. It does make things look a little bit better.
Okay,
I play in
yeah.
performance mode, but you guys know my history with that game, but we ain't gonna talk about it. But anyways,
Anyways, the next
uh,
feature.
yeah,
Um, next thing. This is one of the things that I'm most excited for, Janine. Like this is one of the things.
okay,
It's
I'm ready.
DualSense wireless controller integration. They are going all in with the DualSense here.
Well, that's good because
Dual-
let's face it, a lot of Sony games and a lot of games in general, like don't take advantage of the DualSense controller features. Like they do some things. But
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the Astros Playroom. Okay,
Oh yeah,
give me a game
absolutely.
something like that. Close to it. Don't have to be like blowing the controller to move a wind. You don't do all that. No. But like,
Because I know a lot of the people who played Elden Ring on PS5, they said it had no DualSense. I'm like, really?
yeah,
It's
it
a
didn't have
PS5.
any. That's the thing about like games like that. It's not meant for like, oh, we're gonna focus on Sony's console. It's on everything other than like Switch. But
So let me read this here.
so yeah, that's
It
exciting. A full-on DualSense controller features. That's what I want. I want games to take
says
advantage
here,
of that. Instead of being, oh, it's
yeah.
just a gimmick. It's not a
It
gimmick,
says here,
guys.
feel your journey through the Norse realms made possible by immersive haptic feedback and adaptive trigger functionality.
Yeah.
So this is telling me that what they're doing is they want the player fully in the game. They want them to feel the weapons. Like I can't imagine how like the axe is gonna feel with the dual sense. That just I
Yeah,
can't.
like it's crazy. Like just be able to feel how heavy the axe is compared like the
Oh yeah.
blades of chaos.
Mhm.
Like I want to feel this too. I want to
Mhm.
feel this too. I hope they have it. It's like when you're moving through like tall grass,
Oh
like
yeah,
snow,
absolutely.
or maybe some water. You
Mhm.
can feel the waves of the water like on the controller, like just like going from right to left.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or wherever flow of the water is. And when you're going
Yeah,
through like heavy snow, you feel like kind of like feels like a lot of friction.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
like going through grass or weeds, you
When it's
feel just a little bit
raining,
of wave. Yeah.
you can like feel the raindrops on the controller.
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
like to see too. Like just immerse us in that
you
because a lot of people like to make fun.
I
Oh
want
yeah, about the
you
bull strings
I
and all
want
that.
you
Yeah.
to fully immerse me. I want to be immersed in the
Yeah.
world. I want to be immersed in the characters. I want to feel like I'm inside of that world. which is great.
And
The
some
next,
it sounds like Santa Monica is taking that heart because they're probably
oh,
the
yeah,
only studio that's actually taking full advantage of that. I mean, Horizon
yeah,
Forbidden West is close, Returnal is kind of close, but like,
yeah,
and Returnal wasn't really a PlayStation Studio uh, game until
yeah,
Housemarque got bought out by after that
mm,
Returnal sold so big, sold so well,
right.
I should say. Anything
So
else?
I think a lot of people are saying that, oh, Santa Monica Studio, uh, God of War Ragnarok is cross-gen. They're not gonna take advantage of the PS5. All that is baloney. After reading all this, all that is baloney. I
Yeah, right.
mean,
I'm more excited too. I'm more excited for the game, and if you guys are wondering too, before we move on to the next topic, I'm sure the God of War Ragnarok talk is about done. But I want to say this real
we
quick. I do want to say
have
this real quick. Uh, for
we
me
have
as
one
a
more thing.
content creator, if you guys are worried about me, oh no, I'm not going to cover all the trailers that are going to be out till now until the game launch. As a content creator, I will watch all the trailers or gameplay footages up to release. As including the launch trailer, I'll cover it, but I'm not going to watch it more than once because if I watch it over and over and over again, I'll have it stuck in my head. If I watch it once, react to it, that's fine, and give my thoughts on it. But
And we have one last thing,
okay, I'm
which
interested.
is the fully optimized 3D audio. Now, I see you right now. You're wearing the Pulse 3D
Yes, I
headset, right?
am.
So, like, when you play games, do you like feel the 3D audio?
Oh, I do. I do
3D
feel
audio.
it. I do.
Okay?
I will say though, these headphones are not the greatest. Like, they're starting to like show their age a little bit because
Oh,
I had a
really?
friend of mine. I got a friend of mine like saying you sound like back like 10 years ago audio.
Mhm.
The 3D audio is fine in it, but I think eventually I will upgrade my audio for my
Uh-huh.
setup. But I'm gonna save money for a while because.
Yeah.
Uh, Anyways,
So it says
that's
here,
amazing. 3D
yeah,
audio for this game is gonna be great. So I
yeah.
can listen to enemies
Immerse,
around me and stuff.
yeah. Immerse yourself in the unique soundscapes of the Nine Realms. As sounds reverberate and echo throughout the environment. Highly using highly accurate spatial audio to hear enemies approaching from any direction, including above and below you. So this is telling me that Sony Santa Monica wants to completely immerse you in God of War Ragnarok,
Oh
from the
yeah,
control features to the visuals to the 3D. I mean, they're doing so. This is telling me, a lot of people are saying, oh, God of War Ragnarok's not taking PS5. That's baloney. They're taking full advantage of the PS5, of the haptics, of the 3D audio. They are
yeah.
going all, okay?
And I
So,
think I
let's,
think that that's another reason why they took a whole year to work on this. Is they want to
yeah.
make sure. Okay, they got the PlayStation 4 version like done. I'm pretty sure they
Uh-huh.
have, but to work on the
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 to make sure it's optimized for the better hardware. I mean,
Mhm.
they can do the PS5 first and then downgrade, but I think they work
Yeah.
from the bottom up, in my honest
Right.
opinion. But I could
Mhm.
be wrong. But I'm
So,
excited. I'm excited for this because
super
it's
exciting
amazing.
news. God of War Ragnarok, I think it's safe to say that the hype train for God of War Ragnarok has officially begun.
It
People
is.
are getting ready to pre-order the game. People are getting ready to preload the game. We're getting tons of news, and we're probably gonna get more footage over the next coming of weeks, leading up to launch. So yeah, I'm very excited, and
Oh, and
yeah,
speaking of leading up to leaks, or a hint, I heard you told me there's a hint of a PlayStation Showcase next month. I'm
I
interested in
did,
that.
yeah.
So what you got for that one?
So yeah, I can pull up the article here,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, because knowing me, like I already talked about the PlayStation Showcase, a lot of people say, "Oh no, you don't know what you're talking about." I know Jeff Grubb said earlier today. I think it's earlier
so
today or last night, but
this is reading from uh, Push Square, which says um, this article is like a few days old, but I think that's fine.
yeah, that's fine.
September 2nd, but it says here is a PlayStation Showcase happening this year. Um, is a dedicated PlayStation event really happening before the year is out? If you're a devout follower of industry insiders, then you'll probably answer that question with a resounding yes. The reality is that Sony has become incredibly difficult to predict, especially when it comes to consumer-facing actions.
Right.
Um, but back to topic at hand. Will there be some kind of PlayStation event in 2022. We're nearing the end of September at the time of writing this article, and those two aforementioned insiders have spent months telling us that a showcase is just around the corner. As you expect, the rumor mongering is starting to reach new heights, and now that we're hurtling towards 2023, but Sony maintains its silence on the matter. It's worth pointing out that none of the usual social media subjects suspects saw the most recent state of play coming. Sony has a good handle on its secrecy these days, at least when it comes to event schedules, and so you can never let your guard down with Sony. All right.
Right.
And to be fair, there are a few things that might suggest Sony has its up its sleeve. For starters, you would bet on God of War Ragnarok getting a gameplay deep dive before it launches on the 9th of November. We need a release date and a price. And on top of that, we got Final Fantasy 16 producer uh,
Yoshi
Yoshi
P.
P. The new trailer is dropping within next month. So it's easy to line things up in order to suit speculation. It's entirely possible that Ragnarok will get its own state of play. The same could happen for PSVR 2. The Final Fantasy 16, which was confirmed by Yoshi P to drop on October.
Yeah.
The new trailer is dropping within the next month or so. Final Fantasy 16 trailer could poop in the middle of the night with no warning whatsoever. Who knows? Yeah. What are your thoughts on this, JT?
My thoughts on this is like it's just like everybody says, Sony's unpredictable. Like
Yeah.
everybody said we're gonna get one in September, we're getting one in September. Here it is. We are literally what? The last day or so of September. And there's no showcase. But hear me out. Hear me out on this. I know everybody wants to look at Jeff Grubb as like the guy that knows everything, but he's just saying his own opinion, and this is what his opinion said on the matter. And I'm gonna say I'm not gonna quote everything he said. I'm just gonna give you guys what a little rundown what he said. What he's basically saying is, due to how absent Sony is, he does not think that we are gonna get a PlayStation event anytime this year. Sony's gonna hold off until next year. I don't think he's right. A lot of people like to take that as like fact, and they start like writing articles, like rumors, like Jeff Grubb says this, Grubb says, and then he goes, wait, he's giving his thoughts, right? Giving his opinion. He's not an insider for Sony, guys. He's Jeff Grubb. He says some things, okay. He's got his own opinion. Now, for me, this is what I have to say about all this. Jeff Grubb, Sony is not going all year without a PlayStation event. Can they do just multiple state of plays leading up to next year? They could. They could, but it's got to be big, right? It's got to be a state of play focus on the God of War Ragnarok. Or, if it ain't God of War Ragnarok, what if it's a state of play focus on Final Fantasy 16? Because I tell you what, folks. Final Fantasy 16 is also a PlayStation 5 seller. It's going to be. The story is gonna be like this trailer we're gonna get. And I said this again in multiple places in podcasts, even my own podcast, even my own trailer gameplay stuff I covered. I believe 16 when that story trailer comes out and it gets millions of views on whether it's a state of play, whether it's a PlayStation event. This story trailer, I feel like it's gonna be a seller. It's gonna sell people. Because right now the first two trailers, like, okay, cool. You showed us a little gameplay. The game looks alright. Like the first trailer, everybody made fun of it. It don't quite a PS5 game. The second trailer had a lot better response. Right? Got gameplay. The game looks significantly better. Right? We got screenshots. You saw the screenshots. Blew your freaking mind.
Amazing. Oh my
This
god.
game, this trailer is gonna be big. I would not be shocked if it's another 4 or 5 minute trailer of just story, world building, give us a little more detailed, insight of like these characters. Like we only know about Clive and a couple other characters. Like this story trailer is not just gonna be out of the blue. Whenever we see Final Fantasy 16, the first trailer was at the Future of PlayStation 2020 showcase, right? They started off with that, boom, right? Here we go, and at the end they revealed the PlayStation 5, right? No, that was the pre-orders. That was a pre-order. The pre-orders went live that night, which you guys already know how that went. But
Yep.
the next time we saw it wasn't at a Square Enix event. It was not at E3, which wasn't at E3. Wasn't even at the Summer Games Fest. It was at the State of Play, June 2nd. they show that at the last. They always end State of Play with one of the big highlights, right?
Right.
Final Fantasy 16 highlighted the show, even though Resident Evil 4 Remake started it off. 16 was the thing that people said, "Whoa, like this is still around." It's like, so for me, the PlayStation event, and we also got, God of War randomized gameplay is going to be more showing off. We got recently, like I told you last podcast, is the person Millier said we're going to see gameplay soon, like of Spider-Man 2. So we got Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Final Fantasy 16. Those are three big titles for PlayStation 5. Well, Sony and PlayStation 5 other than God of War Ragnarok. Everybody wants to see a little bit more gameplay of
And
Ragnarok, right?
we haven't heard anything about how's Wolverine coming along.
Yeah.
Anything about Wolverine? I've
So
always thought Wolverine was going to be like a 2024 game. I think it's going to be like I think it's releasing holiday 2024.
yeah, and I think the reason why we haven't seen anything on Wolverine much because the main focus is Spider-Man 2. Like
Yeah.
Insomniac don't want to they announced Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine together just to say, hey, here's Spider-Man 2, which is a lot further along. That's why we got a little bit extra trailer on that. Well, the Wolverine is just a little tease. That's just a little tease that, hey, this is what we're working on right after Spider-Man 2. Like
Yeah.
they're just doing like the last I knew they just got done doing like the motion capture and stuff like that.
We know
Like,
Insomniac, right? The studio that never
yeah,
sleeps. I think that Wolverine could release in 2024 because they're always on top of it.
yeah, I
think
figured that.
Yeah, huh?
I figured that because this is my prediction for Spider-Man 2. Like
Mhm.
I would not be shocked, guys. We are getting a PlayStation event in October. There's too much stuff lining up for it. Like Final Fantasy 16 is confirmed. God of War Ragnarok is saying now. A lot of people saying, "Hey, gameplay is gonna be there's gonna be more gameplay footage coming." Spider-Man 2, like that person said, "Hey, people at Marvel are mind blown," and they said gameplay is gonna be shown soon. Like we got three major titles are like hinting around October, and like I know
Yeah.
Jeff Grubb said, "Oh, there's no event for us this year." He's just talking out of his butt. That's his opinion, right? He's entitled to his own opinion. But as for me, I got a hunch. I know I said September was the PlayStation event, and that was like speculation all along. We kind of just speculating, right? We didn't have any information. But
I think in
these three
October,
titles here are
hold
like
on,
pushing
hold
towards
on.
October.
I think it's PlayStation showcase in October like 99%.
But it's gonna have to happen in the first half of October because what's happening at the end of October is you got Modern Warfare 2, you got the Resident Evil showcase, which is gonna showcase Resident Evil 4 remake. They're gonna show off like gameplay and stuff like that, talk about the story and stuff, what changes they made. That's focused towards the end, like towards Halloween. Sony don't want to be near that because they respect Capcom. Okay, they respect Capcom, so we can see a PlayStation event like within the first 2 weeks of October for sure.
Or they could do like a December showcase. I think maybe.
December.
Yeah.
Well, if I mean they can, but if they want to show off like more of God of War Ragnarok, keep the hype going, I think October has to happen for a PlayStation event. If you do it in December or even November, like that's fine and dandy, but like unless you do it like the very first week leading up to Ragnarok's release, I
Yeah.
mean that what a launch trailer, that's fine and dandy, but I think October makes sense like for me, this is what I'm thinking. Spider-Man 2 is going to get shown off gameplay wise, and Insomniac's going to talk about like I said in my last podcast. Our last podcast we said this is what I'm thinking. Spider-Man 2 is launching within the first 6 months of next year.
Nah.
The first half of 2023 is coming out, and guess
I
what?
think
This is my bold prediction here. This is my bold prediction here. J19 speculating here. I'm bold on this. Spider-Man 2, when it gets shown off, it's gonna blow your freaking mind. Okay, it's gonna look like a Marvel Spider-Man movie. Okay, it's gonna look so freaking good to the point where people can say, "No way, this is real. There's no way this is a real game." And right at the end, it says pre-orders are now live after the event's over with. And you can pre-order the freaking collector's edition and be ready for the first 6 months. Like
it's gonna
within the next 8 months
they're
is
gonna
releasing. So
and sites are gonna crash. The collector's edition is gonna sell out in like 30 seconds.
so overexposure. If I was you, I hope you got some money saved up because October, I think pre-orders are going live.
For Spider-Man 2, really?
Yeah, I think so because if let's say because Sony likes to release some of their games in the first half, like the first quarter
Yeah.
of 20 like 2023, 2022.
You
What
know
we get in
what?
the first quarter?
I can
We got
understand.
Horizon Forbidden West, and guess what?
Yeah.
Also, we got in March. We got Gran Turismo 7. Okay, they love to release games in the first
I understand
quarter
what
of their
you're
games.
saying,
Yeah,
G19. I understand because, you know, right now, the only confirmed game for 2023 that we have from PlayStation Studios is Spider-Man 2. So
yeah,
I can see why they want to release it earlier because it would kind of be weird if in the October showcase say, "Hey, we have a new PlayStation Studios game coming out and it's before Spider-Man 2." Even though Spider-Man 2 got announced over a year ago, right? It
yeah.
wouldn't make sense. So I can see that Spider-Man 2 is going to be like one of the first PlayStation Studios game, one of the first ones.
And
Um,
I can guarantee this
I
at the
think
PlayStation Showcase too.
that
Overexposure.
Spider-Man 2.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we're gonna get a PlayStation title that we have not seen yet, or maybe we haven't seen in like been a while. They might have shown it off like let's say 2019 showcase that
Uh,
nobody remembers, and like oh okay they're working on that, or it could be an unannounced game. They say by the way it's coming in 2023 in like fall. It's a
right.
fall game, fall winter game.
I
Or
think
late
yeah.
summer. Like I think
Also,
Spider-Man 2 is the known PlayStation title, but I'm pretty sure Sony's got a game in the works right now in one of these studios that had been super quiet. Okay? Ben Studio, could be Sucker Punch, could be anyone, right? We don't know, right? We don't know who it is. It's unknown. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be an IP, a big major IP
it is,
coming
yeah.
in the second half of 2023. And people say, "What? This is coming out in 2023? No freaking way. This looks freaking good. That's freaking amazing. Chairs going to be tossed and everybody's going to go nuts." I just feel it, man. PlayStation
Yeah.
event in October is going to happen because too many things are lining up. So,
Um, and I think that um, Spider-Man 2, I think is going to be an even bigger system itself than God of War Ragnarok by 20 because we know everybody knows Spider-Man. Spider-Man is such an iconic character,
it is.
and I think Spider-Man on PS4 sold over 20 million copies, and I would not be surprised if Spider-Man 2 sells more than that. Like I think Spider-Man 2. Listen, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I
All
think
right.
Spider-Man 2 is gonna sell 50 million copies. 50 million.
50
Okay.
million.
Yeah.
Not in the first year.
I know, but like by the end of the generation, I think that's gonna sell. I think it's gonna be one of the best selling PlayStation 5 games ever. I think that's
It
gonna be one of
could.
the best.
Spider-Man is a
Mark my
big
words. Spider-Man
Spider-Man is
2
a big
is
IP.
gonna be one of the biggest alongside God of War. I think Spider-Man 2 is gonna be even bigger than God of War Ragnarok, way bigger than God of War Ragnarok, because it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Yeah.
I think Insomniac is really like right now. I feel like Ratchet and Clank was just to see what they could do with the PlayStation 5 hardware, kind of play with it,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
familiar with the hardware. I think now with Spider-Man 2, you know, you saw what they did with Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation 5, right? They played with
Yeah.
the hardware, got familiar with it, and I think now Insomniac is really starting to take full advantage of the hardware. Do some things that seemingly are possible before on a PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
and
And
um,
I
it's
think
been
even that trailer, if you go back and watch the Spider-Man 2 trailer, like if you pause in certain sections, like when like Spider-Man and Miles, like Spider-Man and of course Miles Morales come on the
yeah.
scene, like just watching it the first time, it looked like you're watching a movie. Like and that's just a trailer over a year ago. Like that's
Not only
nuts.
that, but it was in real time. It wasn't. It was running on PS5.
Yeah,
It,
like it
the
wasn't
alpha.
no CGI cutscene. It was like it was an in game scene. It was an in game cutscene for sure. Like it was run in game, as I was
Yeah,
trying to say. But yeah, Spider-Man. The only way Spider-Man 2 actually sells a lot of copies is Sony's gonna, like I said earlier, they're gonna have to ramp up the PlayStation 5 production. Like, gotta get
I
these
think.
things in stores, guys.
I think that that like when we see gameplay for Spider-Man 2, people are gonna lose their fucking minds, man. People are
Yeah,
gonna lose their
they
fucking
are
because
like I said, Spider-Man 2 is gonna blow people's mind where they gotta put pre-orders up. Like people want to pre-order this thing right now. Like
I think that yeah, when people see Spider-Man 2, it's gonna sell so many consoles, man. They're gonna sell console after console after console after, and then when um, I, listen, this is what I think. I don't think we're gonna see any more Wolverine until Spider-Man 2 releases.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking because
Yeah.
it's gonna probably be like Sony will probably have like a dedicated state of play, and they're gonna show
Mhm.
off like another trailer of Wolverine like next year, probably after Spider-Man 2 comes out, like
Yeah.
around like maybe just before E3 hits. Sony likes to do state of plays right before E3 or maybe a little after. We'll have Wolverine then, but
Oh, and you know how they with the PS4 Pro, I think they had like a limited edition PS4 Pro
mhm.
Spider-Man. Do you think they're gonna do the same thing with Spider-Man 2? Like a limited edition PS5 Spider-Man 2?
I think I know what's gonna happen with that. They're gonna do
Mm.
like a day we got War Ragnarok. We're gonna get a controller for sure, and the controller's gonna look sick.
You
As
don't
far as the
think
PlayStation 5, I don't think Sony's going to be doing limited edition PS5s, but guess what they can do with plates? What they've been doing with plates the last year, right? Have different colored plates. They can have a not God of War, but Spider-Man 2. If you want to do like you did with PlayStation 4 Pro, but have it like just plates, you can buy Spider-Man 2 plates and put on it. I think
or
that's what they're going to do.
yeah, or what you can do is have the game and the faceplates bundled together.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
or make it ultimate limited bundle where you get the Spider-Man themed bundle where the PlayStation 5 comes with Spider-Man 2 themed plates. It comes with a Spider-Man 2 DualSense controller. By then the DualSense Edge will be out. Maybe they'll do like a DualSense Spider-Man 2 edition.
Yeah.
Sony can make big bucks. You know what? Hire
You're gonna
hire
see.
us. Hire us for marketing. We'll get this. Yeah. But is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Are we done with the PlayStation event, or you still want to talk about that? I know you say you got lots to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, we're almost at the 1 hour mark already.
Okay. But I also think that we're gonna see more of Final Fantasy 16, right? I think we're
Yeah.
gonna get gameplay. But here's the thing. I know that right now they're probably uh sitting on tons of announcements that haven't
Yeah.
been announced.
Sony's
And
got
when they
Sony's
get
got
announced,
so many IPs they're sitting on right now that they're working on. Like a lot of these studios are being quiet. Like everybody's like, why is they so quiet? Because that's how Sony
this is
is.
my
They
prediction.
don't like
Okay,
to show
listen to
stuff
this.
until they're ready.
Listen to this. I think the reason why because in the PS4 generation they had a lot of events. They had PlayStation Experience. They had Showcase because the the, the PS4 wasn't in high demand. So they're like and I
Yeah.
think the reason why Sony's being really quiet because I've noticed that in the PlayStation 5 generation, Sony has been really quiet. Like, they haven't really been doing a whole lot of showcases and everything
Like
and everything.
they do a
You
lot
know
of
why?
blogs, they do state of plays, but like
But
we
here,
get we
hear
get
me
like
out.
one major PlayStation event. We got two within the two within the 2 years. We got up to the launch of the PS5. We got the PlayStation future PlayStation event in 2020. Then 2021, within the first year, we got a PlayStation event showcase. But this year we
Mhm.
just haven't. We got some state of plays, which don't get me wrong, were good. Some, especially June. June blew my mind. June was fantastic. The
And I
state of
think
play we
that
have for Tokyo
the
Game Show
reason
was fine too. But like, yeah,
the reason
we
why
need a
I think
PlayStation event like
the
pronto.
reason why I think that Sony's holding back is for one reason: the PS5 shortage. Because they're not they would like, and I think after that happens, after we see Sony make like ample PS5s and PS5 become available to buy, you can walk in the store buy them. I
Yeah,
think they're gonna see them start to have more showcases. I think they're gonna be more open. I think they're gonna have a lot more announcements. They're gonna get them because let's be honest, they want to sell consoles, right? I
yeah,
mean, that's your
they
job
do.
is to make money, so that's why they're sitting on all these announcements
And
because
that's why I
they're not
think that they
selling.
gotta ramp up. I know they're gonna ramp up the PlayStation 5 production even during the holidays, but the holidays gonna be so packed full with people demanding to get one that even when they ramp it up, they gotta continue to push the pedal
Oh
because
yeah,
Microsoft is pumping these out. I can go to Microsoft.com. I can build my own Xbox Series X bundle right now. I can build my own
really.
bundle and buy it, or I can go back to Walmart. I can go drive to Walmart right now and buy one.
But you can't buy PS5.
PS5s are not there. They said it's online only. Like what it's like Sony is like it's time to ramp up, buddy. Like you gotta
Right.
catch up. I'm not saying Microsoft's winning. I'm just saying Microsoft has their factories are pumping out these things quickly,
Huh?
and the chip shortage is not affecting the consoles anymore. They got enough chips to last them for years. The
Right.
only things affecting chips are affecting shortage of is like bigger things, right? Vehicles, right? Even dealerships are starting to be more stocked. I'm seeing that now. Like
Yeah.
the chip shortage is not as bad now, but like it's time. It's time. Like 2023, 2024, we should have PS5s in stores. Like people should just
Yeah.
go in and buy one without worrying about whether. I mean, they're gonna be still limited a little bit, but like
Yeah.
they should have like 4 or 5 PS5s sitting around, like they do with the Series X. Like
Mm.
if I didn't have a gaming PC and I had thousands of dollars on me, I'd buy me a Series X right now just to have one. It's there. Not Series S. I'm not buying that. I mean that's for budgets, but
Yeah.
anyways. But you get my point. Like for
Yes.
them to start like I know they're sitting on a lot of IPs and they got this
Yes.
PlayStation
I think
showcase in the
that,
works, but like
that
we need
the
PS5s.
holiday, this holiday season, I think they're gonna have to start like really because you know that God of War Ragnarok is gonna be the big holiday
It
launch.
is. Like
It's
it
gonna be
like
the big.
when does a holiday start? It actually starts in September for a lot of people. Like some
Oh.
stores got layaways that starts in September. Actually late August into like until like
Mm.
early December, right? They want people to get
Yeah.
their Christmas stuff done.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok is a system seller, right?
Absolutely.
It's a holiday seller. It's gonna be right in the thick of the holidays. And
Oh yeah.
these kids and people that say, you know what, I want God of War Ragnarok. I want a PS5. It's time to
Yeah.
freaking go, bro. Time to
Mhm.
go. You know what? It's like, but Sony's gonna have to ramp up production because,
Yeah.
yeah, I can go on like freaking PS Direct. I can go buy a PS5 somewhere.
Yeah.
But right now, just like, of course, you got the Modern Warfare 2. We already talked about that. We don't need to go back to.
Don't stop. I mean,
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's
anyways,
something.
it's just like they got a lot of these IPs. Let's get back on topic here.
Also,
We don't want to rehash
a lot
stuff we
of
already talked about.
people. Also, would you consider Last of Us Part One a holiday game? I mean, it's
It's it's
still,
a it's a early holiday. I wouldn't say is a holiday game. I mean,
but
a
God of War
lot.
Ragnarok is a
God
big
of War
holiday.
Ragnarok is more hype. This remake of The Last of Us Part One, it was hype for us. Like a lot of the hardcore fans are really hyped for it, but
It
it
disappoints me a
wasn't the
little bit.
system seller. You know, it had a lot of accessibilities, which I'm happy with for anyone that was blind or deaf or just colorblind and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Last of Us Part One has accessibilities. God of War Ragnarok. Let's be honest, guys. The Last of Us is a great story game back in 2013. Bringing it back and remaster and now remake, that's fine. That's fine. That's great. For those that haven't played it and they have a PS5, they want to play the best version. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. That's awesome. But it's not the holiday seller. God of War
No.
Ragnarok is bigger than The Last of Us. If you look
Oh
at
yeah.
sales, God of War 2018 outsold Last of Us Part 1, The Last of Us Part 1 remaster and the original. I guarantee that. It sold like
They
20 million
outsold,
copies. God of War 2018 did.
they outsold Part Two. I God of War.
God of War did. It doubled what Part 2 did. Back in Summer Games Fest, Neil Druckmann said, "We want to proudly announce that our Part 2 sold. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years since this game's been out." They
Yeah.
said it sold 10 million copies.
Oh wow.
God of War 2018, even though it's been out for 4 years already,
Yeah.
it sold double that. It
Double.
sold double
Wow.
that. It sold about 20 million.
Wow.
Horizon Zero Dawn sold more because it's on PC. I mean, It sold a lot more copies. But anyways, to get back on track, just God of War Ragnarok, guys, is a system seller for holiday. Sony's got to ramp up production, and what better way to do that with a gameplay footage, more gameplay of God of War Ragnarok, right? Sony needs to come out, I think, in the PlayStation event. I think they need to come out and say, hey guys, good news is let us know how many PS5 you guys sold so far. I know you guys gave this like your quarterly.
Right.
When the God of War on the PlayStation event happens, I want
Right.
PlayStation, if they want to be arrogant, okay, with the PlayStation stars, let's say, okay, if you're the highest level, you get to be pushed in front of the line for support. For that's bullshit. That's
Oh
bullshit.
yeah.
Because people in Japan that have the PlayStation stars, they're having a hard time to get a PlayStation 5, and they have issues with getting one. They have to be a high level and PlayStation stars for them to be up in front of the line. If not, you push back. It's like you're not that important. It's like Sony is starting to become arrogant.
Oh yeah.
What kind of arrogance is becoming? The success of PlayStation 4 and now the PlayStation 5 and being, hey, we are the generational push for, gaming is now to start to act like they're like after the huge success of the PlayStation 2. What did arrogant Sony do? They came out and said PlayStation 3 is $600. $600. We're gonna be arrogant fucks. Okay, I'm sorry about my language. I don't like cussing that much. But Sony to me, I love PlayStation. I love PlayStation games. Sony, you gotta humble yourself, buddy. We all gotta humble ourselves. Nobody's right. Nobody's perfect.
You
But
know, I've
right
seen
now
time
you
and
can't do that. You
since
can't push
start.
that envelope.
I've seen time and time again since Jim Ryan took over. Okay,
Yeah.
I have seen time and time again Sony actively messing up,
Yeah.
screwing up,
And since
and
it's getting to the point now, is like Sony, you need to if you're gonna be arrogant, you need to come out swinging and say, hey, thank you guys. We are humble and grateful that you players have helped us sold a milestone. Let's say they hit 30 million. Like let's say they hit 30 million units by the PlayStation event. I don't know where they're at as far as unit sales,
right.
but let's just say they hit 30. Let's say you hit 25 to 30 million unit sales.
Mm.
I want you guys to come out, be humble and say, because of that, we are going to ramp up production of the PlayStation 5s. So it'll be a lot easier for you folks who are still trying to get one. If they can do that, Sony, that'd be the best case
But we
scenario.
know they're not going to do that.
But
You
they
know,
probably won't. But they have said they're going to ramp up production in a blog post, which is fine. I I want to apologize for how I just said the arrogant f's, but it's just the truth. It's the truth. I don't like to use cuss words, but it's getting to the point now. Like Sony, I know you're being successful. You guys been top dog for a while. It's Nintendo's doing very well in their own right. Microsoft does what they do well. Game Pass, right? They got a crap ton of Game Pass members, right? They're making all that money, even though they don't need to. They're a $1 trillion company, multi-trillion-dollar company. But Sony, I know you're like lead dog in like storytelling. You got those blockbuster games, but it's getting to the point now, guys, that
it's just
you
ridiculous.
gotta start thinking a little bit. Like, I know you want to give props to people that want to be like, play your games, that want to buy your system and stuff like that. But you can't pull moves like this because you got a lot of IPs in the work. You got a PlayStation event coming up. I know you guys do. A lot of hints towards it. Um, and it's getting to the point now. It's like don't become don't become the 2006 Sony. Okay, 2005, 2006 Sony. Be the one that you humble yourself at the end of the PlayStation 3 generation, and you guess what you did? You became even better in the PlayStation 4 segment, right?
Right.
Now, PlayStation 2 is your highlight reel, right? It's PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. PlayStation 3, you guys struggle mightily because you became arrogant, right? Became prideful. Humble yourself, okay? Let's all humble ourselves and know that, you know what? If we humble ourselves and be thankful, be grateful, that you won't make decisions like this. You got awesome IPs that everybody's excited for, but come on, be humble and say, hey guys, thank you for help us reach this milestone. Ramp up PS5 production, do the God of War Ragnarok bundle, and I know you guys can be more successful. And you guys got games to show. I'm excited. I'm excited for this stuff. So
Mm.
we're gonna move on. Pretty sure you got more stuff you want to talk about, or is that about it?
Yeah, I think we want to talk about we got a Silent Hill update. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, there's a title that's been revealed, and it's not
There
it's not
was
Silent Hill 2 remake or 5 remake. This is something
yeah,
different. So get into
an
more
unknown
information on it.
Silent Hill game. Yeah, it says here an unknown Silent Hill game has seemingly been raided in Korea.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it if that's all right with you.
That's fine. I want to learn more about this.
Game Rating and Administration Committee of Korea, Gematsu, has given a rating to the previously unannounced Silent Hill. The short message: unfortunately, it's not known what the new game is or even what platform it will appear on. Some have speculated that the title could allude to a playable teaser, not unlike PT, the last a Silent Hill release. The publisher has listed as UNAINA, the publisher of Konami's recent free-to-play soccer fiasco, eFootball 2023. It's also unknown whether the short message will be a new installment in Silent Hill, a teaser, a spin-off, or mobile game. Considering Unani's production of arcade cabinets, it could be even a new Silent Hill arcade experience. Silent Hill was originally released for the PS1 in 1999 and tells the story of Harry Mason, a man searching for his missing adopted daughter in the titular fictional American town. The survival horror was a huge hit, spawning numerous sequels and spin-offs over the years. It's been about 10 years since the last full games, and fans are eager for more. Unfortunately, PT was the last time we saw anything official, all the way back in 2014. The legendary teaser for the since cancelled Silent Hill games by Hideo Kojima. However, a slew of leaks and rumors have pointed to potentially multiple new Silent Hill games in the works. Whether or not a Silent Hill, the short message connected to these leaks is unclear. For now, we'll have to wait and see, but it could be good news for Silent Hill fans. There are currently 8 mainline games in the Silent Hill series. It just talks about the Silent Hill games, but yeah. What are your thoughts about the G19?
My thoughts is if it's already been rated in Korea, like when a game gets rated, it's in the final stages. Like it is
That
almost about ready.
means
It's
like
about
a
ready to go.
PlayStation
It's about
Showcase in
ready.
October. A
Yeah,
PlayStation Showcase, it has to happen.
yeah,
Now after seeing this, it's happening.
yeah.
I don't
Right.
know
It's
what
just like this just
else to
solidifies
do.
that something's coming because when a
Yeah.
game gets rated, like when like a lot of games get rated, it means they're in the final months, like before they go gold and they come out. Like so,
Yeah.
I would expect a Silent Hill of some kind to be at the PlayStation event. It's gonna shock a lot of people, and it's gonna have a
Mhm.
release date. Like it's coming out. Like I please don't do this, guys. Please don't release Silent Hill within the first like 4 months because we got so many horror games come out.
Oh
We
my
got
god,
we
yeah.
got freaking Dead Space remake. Before that we got
Still
Callisto
protocol.
Protocol. We got Dead Island 2. We got Resident Evil 4 remake. Like if you release Silent Hill in between that, it's gonna be a disaster. Like if you're gonna do
Let's be
that,
honest.
yeah.
Silent Hill, if it releases next year, it's going to be the biggest horror release in the entire of 2023.
Imagine
Biggest.
this. Can you imagine this if Silent Hill releases in the same month as Resident Evil 4 remake? How big of a shift would that be? Like people say, you know what, Resident Evil 4 remake is cool and all, but I want Silent
Silent
Hill.
Hill. Yeah. I'm sorry, but Silent Hill would completely overshadow uh, Resident Evil
Yeah,
4 remake.
because Resident Evil is a huge franchise, but right now Silent Hill is like every time there's a rumor, anytime it's just a little leak or there's a little whisper in the air,
Yeah.
people go nuts. Like Resident Evil 4
Oh yeah.
remake, like we knew this in the works, like those
Hmm.
leaks and Capcom had that data breach and all that, which a lot of the
Yeah.
Resident Evil games are leaked and stuff like that. But like Silent Hill, like, is one of those IPs that like everybody wants to talk about. Like Resident Evil gets talked about, but Silent Hill is like, what's Silent Hill? What's Silent Hill? What's Silent Hill? Like, there's leaks. Oh my goodness, like,
Hmm.
people going nuts over Silent Hill. Like, I just hope that Silent Hill just don't get shoved in between all these games because
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like even look at Forspoken. It's coming out in
Jeez.
January. Like that's gonna be released in the same month as
I'm
Death Space remake.
13.
So
I'm overwhelmed by how many games are releasing. Like it's getting to the point where I'm like, dude, like how am I gonna manage all? How am I gonna? I barely have time to play one game. How am I
right.
gonna manage all these games? You know?
Have you seen the screenshots for Death Space remake?
Oh my God.
The recent ones? Like it blows my
I'm
mind.
gonna tell you this. That Space remake and uh, so Protocol look very similar to each other.
Well,
They
that's
did.
wanna know why? Because the
Uh,
developers who are working on Callisto Protocol are the
mm,
ones that worked on the original Death Space games.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
some of them are. Some are ex-developers of that game. And EA is taking
You-
control of Dead Space
yeah.
remake, but like they want to be like they want to try to be as what do you want to say as faithful as
Mhm.
they can would be in a, like a new modern twist. So EA, I know a lot of people's like EA. Oh boy, EA does make some good games. I mean, they do have their issues. Okay, EA does have their issues with their games, but sometimes they have a banger or two that come out. I think Dead Space remake is going to be one of those bangers. Callisto Protocol. I reacted to the trailer, the truth of
Oh
like
yeah.
Black Iron.
Saw
That was
that. Yeah.
amazing. That was amazing. Like so many games coming out, and we're gonna be eating good if you're a horror fan.
Oh yeah.
I like horror games. I might play some of them, but I'm not gonna be like all about horror. I'm more like if
Me, like I'm gonna wait. I know there's like a lot of games coming, but I'm only gonna buy the games that really stand out to me, like Spider-Man 2, maybe Final Fantasy 16 if it impresses me.
yeah,
I'm gonna like God of War, but the rest of the games I'm just gonna wait until they're on PS Plus Extra,
right,
right?
yeah, and go back. We'll go back to the Silent Hill thing for a minute because we keep going off in a tangent. But I just think that Silent Hill is time. You know what? You guys, it's been leaks, it's been rumors in the last like 2 years. I'm exhausted. That's why I don't cover like Silent Hill on my channel because it's
Yeah.
like a rumor, another rumor. Like I can make so many videos about rumors of Silent Hill. Like I would be like a silent. People say, "Man, J19 is a Silent Hill guy. Go subscribe to his channel." But I'm not. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna cover every little whisper out there about Silent Hill. I want to. It's time. It's time, Konami or whoever works on Silent Hills. I'm sorry. Like it gets to the
Kojima.
point like it's time. It's time to show off this game. It's been rated in Korea. When a game gets created, it's time. PlayStation event's gonna happen next month. I got a funny feeling within the first 2 weeks, or probably next week. I would not be surprised if we get an announcement for the PlayStation event for the week after, or maybe like Tuesday we get an announcement. It happens Thursday.
Mhm.
Like
I would not be surprised.
the first week of October is next week, guys. Already. Like
Wow.
Saturday is the first
Jeez,
day of October already. We are
can't,
almost in October. Like, get
can't
ready.
believe that. Dude.
That's tomorrow.
Wait,
Tomorrow is
what?
October.
Hold on.
Really? Oh, let me
My
see.
God, what the? Wait, what? Is it
Yeah,
actually?
tomorrow is October 1st. So like we are in October tomorrow, guys, and approximately 3 hours and 35 minutes at my time zone. We are going to be in October already. It is time.
Jesus.
It is time. Silent Hill gets reviewed in October. What better month? It's a
I
horror
can't
month.
believe. I
It's a
can't believe
horror
it's not.
month.
It's gonna be.
Let's
I can't
do it.
believe it's
Let's
gonna
get
be
it done.
October.
Let's get that PlayStation event, Sony. Let's get those PS5s out there, Sony. Let's get God of War bundle out there. Let's get all this juicy stuff out there. It's
Oh yeah.
time. It's time to get hyped to be a PlayStation fan. Now, Sony,
Right?
fix your arrogancy. Fix your
19.
arrogancy.
19.
Yeah.
Look, look, look. Right?
We're gonna be eating good. If you're a horror fan,
Yeah.
you're gonna be eating good next month. I mean, starting next month. Start tomorrow. We'll see.
Tomorrow, right? Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like this has been a wonderful podcast. Glad to be back doing this.
Uh,
I know we had technical issues in the beginning of this. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully, get fixed next time. Before we go live, I'll make sure that he has his LAN cable hooked up to his laptop, wherever he's doing his face cam from, and we will be able to stay live and maybe he'll have an even better connection, better his visual on his camera is fine. So I'm glad we're back. We're doing Let's Talk PlayStation podcast. I am your host, J19, with my friend Overexposure. It's been a fun
You guys.
pleasure talking about Let's Talk PlayStation podcast with Silent Hill remake rumors and all that wonderful jazz. If you guys love the content we cover, feel free to drop a like, give us a big old follow on my channel. Of course, I'll have the links in the description below on YouTube, and as well as this when I switch over to the thanks for watching screen. I will have that up for a few seconds so you guys can write it down, and you guys can follow me on Twitch and Twitter and Discord and YouTube. Thank you guys, love as always. Thank you guys so
I'll
much.
give my outro too. Thank you guys for watching, supporting the channel. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful night. Keep on keeping on, and
And
we'll
all
catch
that
you guys.
wonderful jazz. And
That
love you
wonderful
guys.
jazz.
God bless you guys. Be safe out there. Be nice to each other. And as always, I'm J19, your host. Well, another episode of Let's Talk PlayStation Podcast. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.
All right.